Ladies and gentlemen, if you are immobilized on the floor and can hear the sound of my voice, please be assured that there is not a thing I can do because I'm on this end of the line and can leave the studio anytime I want to. The problem is, you're on the end of the speaker and I can't turn off the MP3 player or the computer or the Bose speaker for you. Though I have a pretty good idea of where you might be once I get the information from the people monitoring your internet activity, if you can't hear the sound of my voice, then I'll just sing. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light? It's the Not Too Late Show with our very special guest, Ferdinand Foch. Yay!
What did she say? Is the FCC going to come after us already?
Family show, Hank. Family show.
Well, hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is Henry L. Sticky Wicket Demond, welcoming you to another brand spanking new episode of the Not Too Late Show. We are broadcasting from the Purity Distilling Company in North End, Boston, Massachusetts. And I have with me in the studio Kerry Kaufman.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hey, Kerry, want to see me do a trick?
Okay.
All right, watch me bend this here spoon.
Wow. Okay, that was... Hank, I was going to eat with that.
Oh, oops, sorry. No soup for you.
All right.
Okay, so do you have any, what you call it?
Announcements.
Okay, yeah, right, exactly. Yes, what can we say about the Not Too Late Show that hasn't already been said?
Well, once again, a major shout out to the folks over at TFOK Radio in Oklahoma who air our pre-recorded episodes every Sunday night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So go check out their station. They're at Spreaker.com/JSpazRadio. If you're on our website, nottoolateshow.com, just click that button right up there with the monkey waving at you. They have a roster of shows out there that you can listen to. I do have to warn our dear listeners, though. They can be pretty rowdy and pretty vulgar at times, but they are a very lovable bunch of nutcases, which is what makes their show so much fun.
Howard Stern would feel very much at home with them.
He would feel very much at home. Yes. They would give Howard Stern a run for his money. Oh, my word. And I also want to give a quick shout out to some people, Donna, Eli, and Tony. Hank, one of the really cool things about Spreaker is that you can chat with people while you're on the air.
Yeah.
And I really love it if you came on sometime and kind of joined in because it's really a good time that we have. And these three particular people, they have been there just about every episode that we've done the Not Too Late Show.
Really?
So, yes.
Okay, well, good.
And so it's just been really nice to go and see those familiar words, pictures, I would say familiar faces, but you see their little icons.
Yeah, right.
But anyways, Donna, Eli, Tony, thank you so much for your support. Y'all totally rock. And one other thing, guess what I did to the website, Hank?
Do I dare look or do I dare ask?
I'd like for you to look. I think you would like this one.
Okay.
We now have a donate button.
Oh,
Yay! What have I been saying to do this about a year and a half now? So to all our dear listeners out there, what we are doing here is not free. You see, poor Hank is trying to live out his deepest, darkest desire, to live on a private island with both Marianne and Ginger. And in order to do that, he needs to make lots of money recording podcasts once a month about history, which he absolutely loves and adores and amazingly knows quite a lot about. So please, go visit our website at www.nottoolateshow.com, be a dear, and donate a few bucks so Hank can live his dream.
Spare a penny for a poor 45-year-old man?
You're 45 already?
Yeah. Did I say that out loud?
You said that out loud.
I could do like Jack Benny and be eternally 39, I suppose. I'm 39. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, good. Excellent announcements.
Thank you.
I understand. Turn the focus back on you. I understand you recently completed your black belt. Can you? So I'm assuming that you can just officially kick just about anyone you want to the curb. Is that correct?
Well, if they are standing absolutely perfectly still, I can beat the ever-loving crap out of them. Now, why? Do you have someone in mind?
Oh, no. Your powers are to be used for good and not for evil.
Oh, come on. Let me decide whose butt you want to kick. Come on.
No.
Hank, spit it out. You've obviously got someone in mind, or you would not have brought this up.
Okay. All right. Okay. There was a report that I read, about a month or so ago that speculated that Andy Kaufman was still alive and hiding out in New York somewhere. And if you're old enough to remember, he liked to wrestle women. So I challenge you and Andy Kaufman to a match.
But isn't he dead?
Well, his daughter indicated that he's not.
Okay, how credible is his daughter? Wasn't there a funeral, a body, everything?
Yeah, well, this is Andy Kaufman now, so it could be just one long, dull performance art act, kind of like Houdini.
But Houdini was... Okay, I see what's going on. This conversation is disintegrating, and you are just trying to keep me from talking about the Sci-Fi Expo this weekend. I know you. All
right. Go right ahead. When then go and get stuff, bring in Doctor Who.
Exactly. All right. This weekend is the Sci-Fi Expo. And by the time you're hearing this, I am wearing the illustrious orange band, which grants me the awesome superpowers that go with being a Comic-Con volunteer. What superpowers, you say? I'm glad you asked. Come to think, surprise. Moving on. At the time of this recording, I was waiting with bated breath in anticipation of meeting some of the greatest actors to walk the earth during this here 21st century and maybe a little before. I will have met the likes of Sylvester McCoy, who some of you may know as the Seventh Doctor. Others, you know him as Radagast the Brown from the Hobbit films. And for those of you who are as old as Hank over here, you will remember Lee Majors and Lindsay Wagner, a.k.a. the $6 Million Man and the Bionic Woman, respectively. Also making an appearance is Karen Gillan, Matt Smith's most recent assistant. Look that one up, Hank. She's important. And, of course, Carl Urban and Stephen Amell, along with several other very familiar sci-fi faces. Folks, if you are hearing this on Sunday morning, you probably have just enough time to check out the website, www.scifiexpo.com. Get your butt ready, head out the door, go to church, then scuttle your rear over to the Irving Convention Center to enjoy the last day. If you're hearing this on TFOK Sunday night, you're crap out of luck. It's over. You're going to have to check out my Twitter feed, @Kerry Kaufman, or my Instagram and SoundScriber feeds, @Kaliadder, Kaliadder, to see what you have very unfortunately missed. Yes, folks, by the time you are hearing this, I, Kerry Kaufman, major nerd wannabe, got to hang out within a 100-foot radius of each of these people. Thank you very much.
Somebody get a fire extinguisher. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll take a break for a musical interlude, and when we come back, we'll commence with another edition of Only Jerks Hate History. Yes, indeed, we are back, and it is time for our special guest for this week. So who is our special guest this week, Kerry?
We have 20th century World War I Field Marshal and Supreme Commander Ferdinand Foch.
What did you say?
We have 20th century World War I Field Marshal and Supreme Commander Ferdinand Foch.
Wash your mouth out with soap, young lady.
Oh, he called me young.
All right. Marshall Foch, just have a seat right there. I'm glad to see you took time out from rallying the troops so that you could join us here for an exciting edition of Only Jerks Hate History.
I have a very effective plan to defeat you at this match. The so-called jerk hate history.
Well, you shouldn't take it so seriously. I mean, it's just a friendly competition.
That is what Otto von Bismarck said in 1870. Just a friendly competition for the soul of Europe.
Okay, I see. Well, before we hit any more nerves here, I suggest we get started with the next segment.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for Only Jerks Hate History. This is the time that Hank demonstrates his dearth in standardized test-taking skills and reveals that his mind is just too scattered to be able to remember who was the Third Army of the Potomac general that Lincoln fired, or which pope came before Celestine V, further proving that questioning the question is as old as practice as Socrates himself. Take it away, Hank.
Alrighty. Now we have 4 questions today, and I'm actually getting these questions. The theme is Presidents of the United States, so wanted to see what you knew, Mr. Foch, about our great nation, the USA. And these questions are coming from, there's a little, I'm not sure how to describe it, on YouTube. These people who like to do YouTubing type videos, they're called Good Mythical Morning by Rhett Link. And they actually had a quiz, and so I pulled these questions from that quiz. And so for those of you listening, I'm going to put that link so you can see the video in its entirety. And I'm going to edit myself later. This is what I get for not scripting everything. Okay, so first question. The first president of the United States, George Washington, made a lot of money by doing what? By producing whiskey, growing hemp, writing newspaper articles, or by being a soldier of fortune?
Whiskey.
Hemp.
You are correct, Hank. Yay.
Yay.
All right, 1 for Hank.
Woohoo.
All right.
Haven't you seen those dollar bills where somebody like hand writes, "I smoke hemp" on George Washington's face?
Are you serious?
Yeah, that happened a lot in the 70s.
Well, yeah, of course, the 70s, but that probably had nothing to do with the fact he grew hemp.
He didn't, but I don't think he smoked it. I mean, that's what the Indians did.
Right. So he grew it, they smoked it.
Yeah.
So that's how they conquered.
And it's used for ropes and clothing.
Right. Well, yeah. Oh, well, yeah. Then there's that. That's
Yeah.
Nobody really thinks about that when they talk about hemp, though. They definitely don't in Colorado.
Dude, you can make clothes out of it, really? Man.
Dude.
It seems like a waste.
You see, they're all smoking their shirts now. All right, moving right along. Our 8th president, Martin Van Buren, was the first president to not be what? A plantation owner, a British subject, a member of Congress, or a soldier?
A soldier.
Okay.
Say them again. Sorry.
Okay. Martin Van Buren was not a plantation owner.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Well, we don't necessarily know that. Was he married?
Yes, he was, but his wife passed away before he was president. So.
Oh, bless her heart.
Yeah.
Okay. So, plantation owner, British subject, a member of Congress, or a soldier?
He wasn't a British subject, I don't believe.
He was not a British subject.
Yeah. Okay.
Very good, Hank. Very good.
Très bien.
Yeah. So 2-0. So you okay over there, Mr. Foch?
Very good.
Very good. All right. President John Adams was the first U.S. president to do what? Declare war on another country, travel abroad, not wear a powdered wig, or have a fireworks display at the White House. He was the first U.S. president to do what?
No wig.
No wig. Yes, I concur.
No wig.
Yes.
You are both wrong.
Ow!
Oh.
I blame the French guy.
Well, don't you have French in your blood? Y'all might be relatives for all you know.
Yeah, but I was kicked out. My ancestors were kicked out.
Oh. All right, that one for the French then. All right. We're now at 2-1. All right, so.
What was the answer?
Oh, the answer was have a fireworks display at the White House.
Oh, pooey. All right.
Yes, he had a fireworks display.
Okay.
All right. Now, this guy's not necessarily a president, but I thought it was a cool question, so I threw it in there anyways. Uncle Sam, and I didn't know the answer to this, so of course I'll probably be the only one sitting in this room. Uncle Sam was popularized during what war? World War II, the Galactic Civil War, the American Civil War, or the War of 1812?
Uncle Sam.
1812.
I do not think it was 1812. What is a galactic civil war?
I was hoping you could tell me. I'm thinking Star Wars versus Star Trek.
I know.
With Doctor Who flying around in his TARDIS. I mean, we just...
where did you... Oh, okay, I'm not going to ask where you got the question.
I told you where I got the question. I got it from Good Mythical Morning.
Yeah, okay, all right. American Civil War?
Actually, it was the War of 1812.
Oh.
Yay.
Sacre bleu.
All right. Good job, guys.
All right. Amen. Okay. Oh, all right. Okay, that was Peachy Swell. When we come back, we'll do February 9th in history with History Strikes Back, and we'll do an edition of Book Club.
Cool.
All right, well, we are back.
We're back.
The Not Too Late Show. I'm Henry L. Hank DeMond, Kerry Kaufman.
Hi.
Well, let's start with our next segment. History Strikes Back.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. Whose voice is that? Whose awesome voice is that?
Never could guess. Who could that be?
All right. This is February 9th, and so we're exploring February 9th in history. I'll just run through some of these. We've got 1526 on February 9th. Spaniards set fire to Ixmiche in Guatemala. I'm assuming that was an Aztec or a Mayan fort of some sort.
You didn't research that?
Well, I did. I probably
Ran out
did.
of time?
Yeah, I don't know. It was probably while I was asleep. In 1607, Chief Wochin Chopunk was killed. In 1893, Falstaff premiered. That's one of my favorite beers.
No, Hank. Now, I know better than that.
In 1890, Dvorak conducted his own symphony, number 8. That must have been so cool in those days to have the composer come out and perform and
do his own stuff,
perform their own show. The next thing I've got on my list here is one of the most fascinating things I think I've read for this particular day, if ever. And in 1956, are you familiar with the show I've Got a Secret?
I might be.
Somewhat, yeah. I probably saw it on, saw a segment of it or something on PBS a few years ago. It's an old black and white 1950s game show. And basically some celebrity or some individual would come on.
Yeah, is that the one where the celebrity comes on and the 4 people are blindfolded and they have to guess, or is that another one?
I don't think they were blindfolded. That's something else. But yeah, there are panelists, and so they ask questions of the person behind the chair or behind the desk or whatever. And so, and I guess, I guess if it was a celebrity, they would put them in shadow or whatever. Well, Samuel Seymour, does the name sound familiar to you? When I had this in my spreadsheet, I was like, Samuel Seymour. Why did I write this down?
I know the name Seymour. Like Jane Seymour.
No relation.
No relation.
To Jane. Samuel Seymour was the last surviving individual to have witnessed the assassination of President Lincoln.
Are you kidding?
He was 95 years old, or 92. He was in his 90s, and he came on this show, and the panelists, asked him questions, try to figure out who he was and what he was about.
Right.
And that was his secret. That was his story. Yeah, it was his secret. Yeah, he was like 6 years old or something. Had gone to the Ford Theater, and he said that he didn't actually see the assassination, see Lincoln shot, but he knew Lincoln was there, and then he saw Wilkes Booth jump from the balcony and land on the ground and run off.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and screaming in mayhem and all that. So.
He was busy watching at the.
Yeah, well, and Lincoln, said he couldn't see Lincoln because he was set back.
Right. But he saw all the excitement and the commotion afterwards.
And remembered it and recalled it and
wow,
talked about it. And yeah, he So
that was cool.
If you get on YouTube, you can find it. If you
I will definitely do that. I'll look for that tonight, and I'll see about putting a link down if I can.
Yeah, it's fascinating. In 1964, G.I. Joe was released. I have 11.
Wow.
Regina likes G.I. Joe. She just gave us all a fist bump.
So the little figurines came out in 1964?
I'm guessing little.
Well, that's what I remember growing up. Is
you're thinking of the Army men. No,
Yeah,
this is G.I. Joe, the action figure.
Oh, the big action figures.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Oh, I didn't realize, because I remember in the 80s they were the little figurines.
Yeah. Okay.
So they were the big dolls.
How dare you? No, actually, I wasn't really into that stuff, but
you weren't into dolls, Hank?
I wasn't into dolls. No. I have, and then all of a sudden I jumped to 1119, and Calixtus II was appointed pope or king or something. I'm assuming he's a pope. I don't know why I wrote it down, but didn't. There's no background there. Sorry. Oh, but this is interesting though. In 1934, it was
You are a goober.
minus 51 degrees in Vanderbilt.
Oh my word! Is that what that? Wow.
Now, okay, Vanderbilt. Say it, Vanderbilt, Tennessee. You mean the college?
No,
Hank?
you got here MI. I think that's like Missouri. No, Michigan.
You're supposed to walk into something here, but Michigan. Yes, it's Vanderbilt, Michigan.
Yeah, I'm too blonde to even know.
Not the school. And then minus 52 degrees, same day, same year, in Stillwater, not Oklahoma.
Not Stillwater, Oklahoma. Stillwater, New York.
Stillwater, New York. Yes, absolutely.
That is stinking cold. Okay, that beats what you talked about last month.
Yeah, that beats Yale by
Yes.
Stillwater and Vanderbilt can beat Yale on any day.
How would people live? And that was in 1934. I mean, was there, stupid question, I know, but was there air conditioning back then? Or not? I mean, not nearly like what there is now.
No.
How did the town survive that?
Minus
51 degrees?
Why would you need air conditioning?
Or not air conditioning, heating, whatever. All I know is I have this unit in my house that does both. And I call it the air conditioner.
They just lit a fire, put a pile of logs right there in the living room and
have
lit it up and watched the action and sat around and huddled up together. And anyway, so we got. I don't know if I'm going to do very many of these things from. We're going to be rolling along here, but historyorb.com. I did see this, though. In 1992, February 9th, 1992, the fastest yodeler,
wow.
I guess recorded the fastest yodel at 22 tones and 15 falsettos per second.
Oh, my goodness.
By a fellow by the name of Thomas Schul of Germany.
Wow. That is not nearly as easy to do as it sounds.
History. In 1964, we have the first appearance of the Beatles on the Ed Sullivan Show.
Cool.
And what else do I have here? I guess that's about it. All
right.
We'll seal that off. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, here they are.
You found it?
Yeah, I found what I was looking for. The first shipment of asparagus arrived in San Francisco from Sacramento in 1891.
Wow. Life-changing, earth-moving.
Look on your faces. It's awesome. Not
Really?
a big asparagus fan, are you, Kerry?
Just trying to find the significance. Keep going.
Zeno, the Lion King queen of what is it? What was her name? The warrior. That was the Zeno.
Xena.
Oh, yeah. Was crowned as co-emperor of the Byzantine Empire in 474. And then we have the English reconquered New York from the Netherlands in 1674. Did you know they had to reconquer it?
They had to reconquer it.
They took the Netherlands in like 1640 or 50 or something like that. Or they took New Amsterdam from the Netherlands in such and such year. And then the Netherlands took it back. And then the English had to come back and say, no, we don't want it to be called New Amsterdam. We want it to be called New York. Huh. Get it right.
Those darn Netherlander people.
Okay. So that concludes this edition of
History Strikes Back.
All right, Kerry, now it's time for Book Club. Kerry, what is the first rule of Book Club?
Never talk about the book club.
No.
What?
That would be silly. How would anyone ever know what in the world we're talking about?
Well, then what is the first rule of the book club?
The first rule is...
Yes.
The first rule is...
Yes.
This is the part of the show when we mention some of the great books and resources out there, maybe even mention an author we've had on the show, and books for kids sometimes, right? Mm-hmm. And Kerry, did you know that I read a book recently?
Oh, do tell. Please.
Okay,
inform us.
I'd love to tell you about a little book that I found. And let me tell you why I wanted to download this book. There are a number of reasons.
Hank, the suspense is killing me, and probably a few of our listeners. I can see the numbers dropping off as we speak.
Okay. All right. I follow Ruth Buzzy, right? Ruth Buzzy, Laugh-In's Ruth Buzzy.
Right.
And she posted a tweet a couple of months back about a book she was reading called Mr. Ed and Me and More by Alan Young.
Like Mr. Ed is in The Talking Horse?
Hello. I'm Mr. Ed.
Yes, that Mr. Ed. A horse is a horse, a horse. A horse, of course. Of course, the famous Mr. Ed.
Yes, indeed, the talking horse. Now, I only watched the show a few times when I was a kid and it syndicated rerun, and I suspect that my lack of views had more to do with the terrible UHF reception on my 1970 RCA than anything else. However, many years ago, my father, who was from Connecticut, told me the legendary story of his two cousins who left the confines of Connecticut to traverse the mighty continental United States so that they could go to Hollywood to seek their fortune.
Ooh, a transcontinental escapade. Oh, please, do tell more.
All right. Well, this was all I knew until the magic of the internet. A certain website called IMDb had a list of all the crew people who worked in Hollywood since the beginning of Hollywood. Mm-hmm. And to many people, that's synonymous with the beginning of time.
Yes. Go on.
Okay. So I discovered via IMDb that one of my cousins, who shared the same last name, Henry Leopold DeMond, was a film editor for Mr. Ed.
Oh, now that's cool. Yeah, go on.
All right. So I downloaded the book, anxious to read about my heritage, my kidfolk, my creative connections to the glittering garbos of the television and motion picture industry of 1950s Hollywood. And do you know what I found?
What? What'd you find?
Not a damn thing.
What?
No, the book didn't mention my cousin, didn't say a darn thing about the film editor for Mr. Ed.
Oh. Well, how was the rest of the book?
That was pretty good. His TV wife was hot.
Oh, well, there you go. If you got nothing out of it, you can fantasize about Mr. Ed's TV wife.
All right. Well, Mr. Ed was the horse.
Yes, I know.
This is Keisha Carson, reminding every good citizen out there of the power of prayer. When all else fails, faith in a higher power is the best consolation. And for the Christians, the most direct route to salvation we have. In a populous and increasingly libertine world, it is important to stay grounded with our eyes on the prize and not to look down upon our world with a haughty spirit. God bless and good night.
All right, very good. Well, that wraps up another one. Another edition of Not Too Late Show is officially history, and thanks to Keisha and thanks to Regina.
And make sure you check us out on Twitter, YouTube, and Soundscriber at Not Too Late Show. You can listen to our show via the website and then listen to us again at TFOK Radio every Sunday night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And speaking of our website, nottoolateshow.com, feel free to poke around, check out some of Hank's blogs. While you're at it, sign up for our newsletter for weekly updates to the website and news about what's coming up.
Very good. Thanks very much.